What's up guys, and welcome to the channel. So guys, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to build in Fortnite Season 10. Now you're probably wondering, well, it's just like building any other season. Yes, that's very true, but today I'm going to be showing you guys some essentials to building so that you can basically be one of the best people in your lobby to help you get dubs, or for any just personal use if you're doing 1v1s with your friends or anything such, whether it's in arenas, team rumble, whatever you're doing, creative, whatever you're doing. So for the first building activity, I'm going to be showing you guys, these things are ordered in direction in the way of how difficult I think they are, and basically how long it took me to quote unquote master it. I'm not necessarily a master builder, but I basically got a hang on just about everything that I'm about to show you. So for the first building activity we're going to be showing, it is a ramp wall rush. So that's starting with a ramp, a wall, a ramp, wall, ramp, wall, ramp, wall, ramp, wall. Pretty simple. It's used mainly if someone's if the person you're fighting against, A, just got the game and they're not very good, B, they don't have weapons, or C, you just need to get close to them without wasting too many mats, but you need to do like a little rush. Either the A, they're on high ground, or B, you just want to rush up against them. So it's pretty simple, pretty standard, pretty easy thing. Now I wouldn't suggest you going too high with it. I suggest you go around 1, 2, that's 2, this is about 3. I suggest you go about 3, because any higher they can start shooting you down, as it doesn't have too much support. But yeah, it's just something that can easily get up to people. And once you've got here, I suggest you do build like a floor, and you start building like a pretty wide platform, like I say about 2 blocks, just in case they try to break you through. And if they do start breaking you through and they start breaking you back to when you first started, you can start building pyramids on it, and pyramids solidify it just as much as any other floor would. So you start doing floors and pyramids, and then this way it's good for you to stay. Especially if someone is saying, say if you're on high ground inside of the top of and you're in the zone, and the zone is a moving zone, and someone else is trying to shoot you down, or you don't want them to get above you, this is a good strategy so that they can't shoot you down or try to build up to you, because they're going to have to break a lot of blocks and they won't feel like doing it, and they're going to figure something else out for themselves. Okay, so the next building strat I'm going to be teaching you guys is the ramp floor wall. It's also pretty simple. It's a little bit harder than the ramp floor, but it's really not that hard. So there's 2 ways you could do it. You could do floor, ramp, wall, or you can do ramp, floor, wall. I do ramp, floor, wall because the ramp already is there, and then I can just go like this, and peek down a little bit, then go like this, and then go. But do not get me wrong. The ramp, the floor ramp wall works just as well. If anything, you can do the ramp floor wall a lot faster, because you can build it like this, just keep going, and then go like that. And then you, even if you're slower with your builds, you can go tap, 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 tap. But it might not work all the time. But yeah, this is trick also, I say, has the same restrictions as a ramp floor or ramp wall, excuse me, because it's still, even though some people might try to break you down from the very bottom, and then if you're too high, that's basically it. But it's still good for you to it's a much more sturdier building though. It's better if you're trying to push someone at a farther distance and they have a high ground. Alright, so next I'm going to be showing you guys the double ramp wall. Double ramp wall, yes, that's what it's called. Ramp, you just do 2 ramps, then you do 2 walls, 2 ramps, 2 walls, 2 ramps, 2 walls, 2 ramps, 2 walls. Now this one, you have to sort of get your timing with the, it's best to stay somewhere in the middle, because with the controller it's harder to you don't have as much keyboard. The keyboard with the controller, since you're moving forward, it doesn't have like a direct forward button. So even if I go like this, my person will start moving that way. If you're on a keyboard, for instance, your person will still be moving straight, like in a more straight of a line than it would with the controller. when you start doing it like that. So, and if you don't end up doing it, staying in the middle, and you just start going willy-nilly, you could start, okay, that was a bit extra, but you can start, you might build a wall like right here, and then you have to like try and reconnect it, and try to go back over, and try to do it like that. Or you can start building extra and wasting other mats trying to build to the sideways. But this strat is suggest for people who they're at a decent distance, pretty far, probably the same distance that you would use a ramp floor wall, but you don't want them to know exactly where you are. So it's better, even though you're in the middle, they won't know that, but it's better to just go like that, and then yeah, they just won't know what side you're on. So next we're going to be doing a double ramp floor wall. Now this is something that is probably the hardest one on the list to actually master. I haven't even mastered, and I've been doing it for quite a while, because it involves a lot of swinging of the swinging of the sticks. So me personally, I like to do floor, ramp, wall, and then go like that. Oops, and then go like that, and then go like this, and then just go floor, ramp, wall, floor, ramp. Oops, wall, floor, ramp, wall. And if you get trigger happy, things will happen. Like it's happened to me a couple times, and you might build a floor right there. You might be missing a ramp on this side. But most important things are the ramps and the walls, I would say, because if you have like this, and then you have only one ramp up here, to them, they won't know. They'll think you'll be doing double ramp floor walls, and that's like a slightly more intimidating thing, a lot more intimidating thing actually, than just a ramp and a wall. That one I wouldn't suggest using much because it uses quite a lot of mats. It uses 60 mats per ramp floor wall, double ramp floor wall, like every layer of it. So it's something that I would use only if you either A, want to scare the person, B, it's the last person alive and you just need to do what you gotta do, or C, something of that sort to where they're at a decent enough distance and then you need to get to them, and then do everything else of that sort. But to do the other double ramp floor wall, you can also go you can go ramp, actually do double ramp floor wall. But I've noticed that when I've done it, if you start doing it too fast, I haven't actually practiced with this side, so it's going to have to take a lot, but if you do it too fast, you could actually start building more floors up here, and then if you're not expecting it, like in one sense, like say if you want the floor and then you're like expecting it to like edit through like that, and then want to edit through, okay, edit, and then edit through, then I suppose it'll be good. But if you're not expecting it, that can make you lose precious time for either a high ground and the other person can start building up back on you, or it just really it's just not a good thing for you. So next thing we're going to be going is the 90s. Pretty standard thing. You go ramp, you can go wall, and then you go wall, wall. This is how I do it. And then floor, and then ramp, and then you can go for a second one, ramp, ramp. I mean wall, wall, floor, ramp, and then wall, wall, floor, ramp, and then just keep picking up speed until you get used to it. And then yeah, that's pretty much that. Now that's if you're going to the if you're on the left side of your ramp, which I think it's whether you're right-handed or left-handed or whichever's. I mean I think it is, because left-handed people might try to twist left, but I'm not exactly sure. It's just something, but it's better to practice both sides just in case for the situation. But if you're on the right side, you're going to be twisting left, so you're going to be building a ramp, and you're going to be twisting like this, and then you go like this, and then you twist like this, and then you go like this, and then you twist, then go like that, and then just keep increasing speed. Also, once you do a 90, my suggestion for after you finish two 90s I would say would be the minimum, because it gives you a full 180 to a person, and it gives you that good height. It gives you a full 180. You could do another one and give yourself a 270, but then the person's going to be somewhere on this side of you and they'll be right behind you, and that's not necessarily good unless you can, like after you build another 90, maybe build a wall right here and then try to go for put a wall up, a ramp up there, and then try to go like this, and then try to go like that. but I wouldn't really suggest doing 3. Always try to keep an even number, because that way they're always going to be on the left or right side of you, and that's probably for the best. Okay, so now I'm going to be showing you guys what to do if, say, you've gone too high. Like, say you're building a ramp floor wall, and then you got yourself all the way up here, and then say, I'm not exactly sure, say you have to fall down somewhere. The waterfall technique, this is what I'm getting at. What you should do is, right side of the wall, there's 2 ways to do it. Well, there's 3 ways to do it actually. So I'm gonna actually fly to show you in slow motion. So you can go when you fall off, start building a wall right there, and then as you fall, build another wall, and another wall, and another wall, and another wall, and then you can build, once you're about right here, about halfway, so you don't take any fall damage, you can do 3 things. You can build a floor. A floor is probably the hardest one to actually catch yourself with, because it's like a flat line, and due to how they have everything set up, you can like phase through objects if you're like close enough to it. Like I actually messed that one up. That's like trying to show you like an example. Well, it won't work, but like phasing through objects, pretty sure you've all seen it. Phasing through objects, you might phase through and then you might go all the way down to the ground. You can do that. You can do a ramp, which is probably one of your safest bets, but it's safer to an extent, because the same stuff can happen, and a ramp is harder to recover yourself from, because a ramp you're probably going to land somewhere around the middle, so you have a lot of room to have to go off to the side for the next one. Say if you're trying to get down from a really high place, you need to get down quickly, and you go like this, you have to move a lot more to the side, unless you can think fast enough to think which side's closer to you or not. But most people don't. They're just thinking about getting whatever weighs inside their rhythm. What I do, if I'm up somewhere high, what I use is, okay, lag, can you not? Anyway, what I use is, I like to use pyramids, because pyramids are more secure than, in my opinion, than the floors and the ramps. Because pyramid, watch, if I go like this, I build a pyramid right here, I'm right on the edge, so if I ever need to come back down some more, I can come back down some more. That'll be fine. And a pyramid is easier to edit than a ramp. So a ramp is going to be harder to edit through, because say if I'm this close to the ground and the person's right below me, and I don't really want to do another pyramid or waterfall, and I want to jump off, because most people would expect you to jump off, so doing that you might be playing right into their hands. So what I do, I just take this ramp, whichever side I'm on, I press it real fast, whatever side I'm on, just press it, drop down, pull out a shotty or whatever I have, and just bop, and then that's what I do. Yeah, after your 90s are pretty, I wouldn't say essential, but they're very useful, and just about every player knows how to use this. If you don't know how to use it, you're going to be losing high ground a whole lot, unless you can find some way to 180 to the next year, and like have the fastest 180s in the land. But compare this is a 180, and let me see if I can get this faster. That's about as fast as you're getting on a 180, compared to 290s, and you can just go like this, which is 180. Now I'm still going up, and then you can't even do another 180 right after each other, because with the 180 you need to go all the way up here just to get yourself back over and edit through or whatever you gotta do. But 180s are still useful, do not get me wrong, because a 90 while it may get you super high up, that can sometimes not be what you want, because then you'll be too high up, and then they can then you don't really have the levers that you would with the 180, because 180 you can be right over them, edit through, and then do what you got to do. Okay, so another thing that you can do is with your 90s, instead of going all the way around like this if you don't want to, you can also take your 90s, go like this, and then build up on this side, and then you don't really need to build a ramp. It makes you use less mats. It's probably more mat efficient, but it's less secure, if that makes sense, because you're still visible from both sides. So if someone wants to third party you, then you're getting third party and there's not much you can do about it. That I would suggest more for 1v1s if you're the last two people left in a match, or you're just 1v1ing a friend or something of that sort. But other than that, I wouldn't really suggest that. But yeah, guys, I think that's gonna have to be the end of my Fortnite Season 10 building tutorial, building essentials, what you need to do if you want to win. If you guys had liked, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, all those amazing things. Join in for our next video, whatever it may be. Leave comments, let me know what y'all would like to see, whether it's some other tips and tricks about aiming tutorials, aiming courses, or anything else of that sort that may be a concern that you may have. But yeah, guys, I think that's going to have to be the end. If you liked it, do all those things, and I will see all of you in the next one. Peace.